Faygoluvers.net in Casper, Wyoming Fright Fest with the Underground Avengers of Majik Ninja Entertainment. Here is a Faygoluvers.net exclusive.
First of all, since forming the Underground Avengers nearly 7 years ago, what would you say is the group's greatest accomplishment thus far?
I'd probably say the new album. I mean the longevity as well. I think, you know, those are two things to kind of bank on, that it still, you know, kind of resonates and is popular 7 years later after initially doing something. So, but also the new album. I think the new album is fucking dope. So I think that's definitely a big accomplishment.
I agree, hitting the Billboard charts. So how do you feel about hitting the Billboard charts, Buck?
Yeah. I mean, we all felt like there was such a demand for it that after dropping an album after 6 years that, you know, everybody was going to be psyched up for it. But hitting the Billboard charts in 3 different categories, I don't think we really expected that to go that high. We went 55 on top Billboard, number 9 top rap album, and 19 independent.
That's the greatest accomplishment, especially being fully independent, you know?
Right.
Yeah, for real. And your thoughts on that, Boondox?
On what?
Anomaly 88 hitting the Billboard charts.
Oh, that was pretty cool. It's always cool to hit the billboards, let you know people are buying your stuff, so that's always good. So, yeah, good deal.
All right, there we go. And are you exactly where you guys want to be career-wise?
I mean, I don't think any artist really is ever exactly where they want to be. But I mean, like right now, I think we're in a really good spot to, you know, keep pushing the art and what we're doing. I mean, as soon as the album was finished, came out at Attack of the Ninjas, and, you know, immediately pushing it right off the Fright Fest tour. So I think we're, you know, we just dropped a video. We got 3 more videos that have already been filmed that are going to drop at you know, the correct times, and just between touring and the videos and the album, I just think we set ourselves up for, you know, some more positive groundwork.
And, you know, CLAAS, why should the hip-hop world be focused on your guys' career right now?
I mean, I guess just because right now, you know, with the numbers on the Billboard and the way the album's done and, you know, everything going on, you know, I just think it's definitely worthwhile to take notice with what we're doing. You know, especially 3 of us being solo artists as well. So there's never a shortage of music from the 3 of us. And I mean, just overall, the album is just super strong. You know, so I mean, if anything, just take notice of, you know, how strong the album came out. You know, in my opinion.
Respect on that. And, you know, when first recording Anomaly 88, how did it challenge you guys artistically versus your solo career? Boondox?
I don't really think it was a challenge. I think it's, when you're doing a group, it's easier. It's easier to write, easier to get things done. I mean, doing solo stuff, it's like you're on your own, thinking about your own stuff. And when you have other people working with you, it makes it a whole lot easier. So I think it's a lot easier, not really challenging at all.
Any input on that, Buck?
For me, on my end, like we recorded the album in Louisville, and you know, being that Dirty lives in Seattle, I'm in Kentucky, and CLAAS is in Dallas. To me, the challenge was getting all 3 of us on the same page, you know, for different tracks. I mean, everything really fell together organically, and we had some really good production, and, you know, we had some really nice features that came through on the album that tied everything together. But just, you know, for me, on my end, I mean, like the writing process, you know, that's not really that challenging, but it's just getting everybody, like I said, together that, you know, we think this beat, we should do this idea for this track and whatnot. And it just all ended up falling together, you know, way better than I think we anticipated.
And, you know, when first preparing to record Anomaly 88, what did you guys hope to accomplish with the record as a whole?
I mean, just, you know, there was such a demand by the fans since we did the first EP. Everybody just for years have been asking for more UGA. And, you know, in the beginning, it was like a cool project that we all did on the side. I don't think any of us expected it to get as, you know, the cult following that it got. But yeah.
Any input on that, class?
I just think the letdown factor, you know, when making an album after that many years, you know, obviously we don't want to let down people that were already into us. We don't want to let down people that are new to us. You know, obviously we don't want to let down ourselves and each other, and then, of course, don't want to let down the label. So I think that's the craziest thing about making an album after that many years is that, you know, the biggest challenge is fucking, you know, making something that's going to appeal to a mass audience that a bunch already know, but a lot have no clue what's going on with. So that was definitely it. You know, just making something that people could, you know, could fucking dig and respect. So
yeah, and you know, like the fans, like they put the first EP that we did on such a high plateau of, you know, it was great that we kind of had to like meet that same expectations that, you know, everybody loved the first one. So, you know, to give them something that they found worthy of a, you know, a follow-up UGA project.
There we go. And which track from Anomaly 88 was the most personal for you to write, Boondox?
Stranger.
Personal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess my solo track on there, I guess, would be the most personal one. So yeah, I don't even remember what the fuck the name of it was.
Enemies.
Enemies, yeah, that one. That one was pretty personal. All the other ones were just like nothing really personal, just writing. Just writing for the whatever the thing was, whatever we were talking about. So yeah, I guess Enemies was the only one that had any personal things going on.
So I guess assuming it would be all your personal solo tracks on the record.
I mean, for me, as far as something personal, you know, my verse on Hold On, you know, was kind of touching base about, you know, my days when I went to prison and my parents dying and just some more personal stuff. I mean, obviously, you know, each one of our solos, you know, we feel like we had something to say and for different reasons. So, I mean, obviously the personal, you know, the solo ones are personal, but for me, you know, like that more personal moment was the Hold On song.
How about you, class?
I mean, I would agree. I think the most personal song on the record is Hold On. You know, it's similar in range to Simple Man. You know, it's just a very, you know, a song that people can kind of relate to with the stuff that we're talking about, or
right.
You know, that people can gravitate to. You know, because it's not really just about, you know, like, you know, in this genre, it's not really a song about like murder or fucking, you know, partying or nothing like that. It's just kind of a real, you know, song that people can grab, you know, that like people can hold on to, I guess, you know.
Yeah, hip hop you can relate to, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, how satisfied are you guys with the final outcome of Anomaly 88 as a whole?
I'm very satisfied with it. I think it exceeded all the fans' expectations. I think it exceeded our expectations, and you know, the Billboard factor. I don't think very many people saw that coming. But
right.
But yeah, I mean, me personally, I thought it turned out to be an amazing project.
I think you got to be satisfied with it. You know, I mean, to an extent, you know, it did well. You know, and then, you know, people enjoyed it. You know, there wasn't like a whole lot of, at least not that I saw, like a whole lot of people, you know, talking, you know, trash or anything about it. You know, it seemed like people genuinely enjoyed the album, you know, start to finish. You know, I mean, we gave people a track that had, you know, every rapper, you know, a lot of people dreamed to do songs with and everything. I mean, like, it had something for everybody. So I think, you know, I think the record's a satisfying piece of work in general, you know.
And this is going to be like a random Halloween question, but, you know, if you were offered the chance to come back reincarnated as a horror movie antagonist, who would it be and why?
Let me think about that one for a second. Horror movie antagonist. I'll go out on a limb and say Rawhead Rex.
Right, and the reason why for that?
Just like being a kid and seeing that movie, it's just a super, super gruesome movie, and like it was just a really, really dark movie, and like the demon in that movie, like, took kids and it was just like some crazy shit you don't really see in movies, especially older ones. So, you know, Rawhead Rex was pretty hardcore. So for being on the fly on a question like that, I'd come back as Rawhead Rex and go fuck up everybody that I don't like.
Perfect answer, brother.
I'm gonna say Billy.
Billy?
Fuck yeah. Because you think about it, like, he doesn't really have to do that much. He just gets to kind of sit, and yet he's like the focus. You know, people are scared of him, you know, but he doesn't actually have to do anything. It's like the perfect job. You know, you got other people that go around and do all the action shit for you, but everybody's fucking scared of you. You know, so why not? You know, fucking sit on my tricycle and ask people if they want to play a game and then watch people get murdered and go about my business. So, fucking sounds like the life to me. If I'm gonna be, you know, why chase people down if I can sit and watch other people chase people down in my name? So,
how about you, Boondox?
The killer from Slumber Party Massacre, because he got to see lots of boobies.
yes, he did.
And would you guys ever consider doing a full EP with Alazualu?
If the situation and the timing was right and the idea of the album was right, I mean, sure. You know, I mean, they're bit. You know, we're all busy doing our own separate things, and you know, for all of us to live in separate states and be solo artists, it was already challenging. You know, getting all this together and putting it out awesome. But yeah, I mean, you know, they're a.x.e's the homies. If it was the right situation and the right timing, of course.
Any extra thoughts on that, Class?
No, I mean, I'd love to, but it would be a complicated thing to pull off. I mean, especially, I mean, if that was something that could actually be pulled off, it would be down the road. Because, I mean, everybody's busy with their own thing. We're all promoting brand new albums. You know, we're on this tour. You know, if we end up needing to go on another tour, you know, there's just a lot of factors. So, as far as the question, yeah, I mean, I'd love to. Those dudes are fucking awesome. Like, they're the homies, but it would be a hard thing to accomplish.
Right, I agree, because that would be like 6 people. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm sure you're gonna eventually definitely get some Boondox and a.x.e. So, yeah, it'll happen.
Hell yeah. And which 3 hip-hop album covers influenced you the most and why? You guys can each pick one, I suppose.
For me, off the top of my head, Ice-Cube, Death Certificate.
Good choice.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say the cover influenced me a lot, but like Ice-Cube is my favorite rapper of all time, and that's my favorite album of his of all time, and I just remembered the day it came out, like going to the mall and picking it up, and it was just surreal, just like Ice-Cube has another album out. And I just thought that cover was just like real dark and kind of sent a message, and you know,
just kind of sucked you in right away.
But yeah, that's what I'd say off the top of my head. That's probably my favorite cover of all time.
How about you, Boondox?
I don't think I've ever been influenced by a cover from a hip hop record, because most hip hop records, their covers aren't really all that extravagant or really like that dope to me personally. But like a lot of like metal stuff, like a lot of Iron Maiden records and stuff, like their covers and stuff like that, they're super fucking creative and super like well drawn out and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, mostly any covers that ever influenced me have been like metal records, like Iron Maiden, stuff like that.
That was a good answer. I agree with what he said.
I agree with that. In Class?
Dude, I'm gonna say DMX, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. You know,
yeah.
Because at the time, dude, you know, fucking late 90s, early 2000s, you know, for a rapper to be on a basic white background cover but be covered in blood, you know, especially a dude that was, you know, at that time, you know, probably one of the most popular rappers in the world, you know, that was a step out there, you know. It went with the title cover. You know, DMX was probably the closest thing to like a real hardcore, you know, mainstream act. You know, some of the shit he said on there was super dark. You know, a lot of his records were dark. So I think being in, you know, growing up like in, you know, horrorcore and shit like that, you know, but being a huge DMX fan, like it kind of tied 2 things together for me. You know, like I definitely think, you know, that cover is one of the doper hip hop covers I've ever seen.
Great answer, Class. Appreciate that, brother. And for the final question, main goals you want to accomplish in the next 5-10 years as artists?
Main goals, I mean, obviously, I think it goes without saying with any artist, you know, to be financially stable, to be able to want to do the moves we want to make. I mean, you know, there's a lot of recording the music to me is the easy part, but like selling it is kind of like the main thing. I mean, anybody can make records, but to properly move it and make the fans happy, but the base of all that comes financial, because, you know, all the great ideas, for the most part, they take money to execute. So, you know, obviously just being financially stable, which, you know, everything is going really well right now, and I think that's a, you know, for my side, just, you know, everybody being financially stable just makes the whole thing work easier, because, you know, you're financially stable, your bills are paid, you're not stressing on home life stuff, and you can just concentrate on doing music. So,
any inputs on that, Boondox? What would you like to accomplish in the next 5-10 years?
A residency in Las Vegas.
That'd be awesome. Hell yeah.
In 5-10 years, you know, who knows? Who knows? That'd be a dope thing to accomplish. Get some of that Britney Spears and yeah, that'd be dope. Britney Spears money for Vegas.
Rio.
Yep, Boondox at the Rio.
How about your class?
I don't know, man. 5 years or so. I mean, that's a lengthy term, dude. I just like being happy, man. Like just making music and enjoying it. Doesn't matter, you know, overall. You know, in 5 years, if I'm still making music that I enjoy, then, you know, that'd be the perfect thing.
Well, thank you guys. Fright Fest, Underground Avengers, pick